Hello and welcome to Keys and Decor, the podcast where we talk all things home, buying, decorating, and making your space feel like your sanctuary. I'm your host, Latoya Cooper, a realtor and former marketing professional who's passionate about helping you navigate the journey from house to home. Hello and welcome back to Keys and Decor, episode number 4. If you've been listening so far, I just want to thank you for being a part of this launch. This has been something that has been so fulfilling on so many levels for me, not just allowing me to share with home buyers or potential home buyers tips that will help them with their journey, but also just getting back and tapping back into my creative side. So I just want to say thank you if you actually have been listening and I took the time to be a part of this very exciting launch. Okay, very exciting new chapter. All right, so listen, I just want to ask you a question. Now, have you ever walked into a home or a room? If you have teenagers, then you might can understand. And it was just so cluttered and had so much going on that you almost felt like you just couldn't even breathe. Like you just had to take a step back. It was just a lot. Right. Now, on the flip side, have you ever gone into a home and it was just almost picture perfect? Everything in its place. Not saying that it was perfect, but everything was in its place. And you just instantly felt a sense of relaxation. Yeah, we've experienced that. And that's what we're kind of talking about today. Today's topic is all about creating a space that promotes wellness, okay? From decluttering, organizing, even choosing elements such as color, lighting, and little things that kind of just make the space feel like you, all right? All right, so go ahead, get comfy, grab you a cup of coffee, cup of tea, glass of water, whatever you need, and we'll go ahead and get into it. All right, so now when we think about self-care, most of the time what comes to mind are things like a spa day, a bubble bath, or even just making the time for gentle movement like yoga. Could be something that resonates when you hear the word self-care, but our home environment also has a lot to do with self-care also, okay? It has a lot to do with it. It's a huge part of it because that's where we are. The environment around us, it affects how we think. And science backs this up also, okay? Studies have shown that clutter increases stress hormones and anxiety. But on the flip side, a well-organized and thoughtfully designed home can improve your mood and boost your productivity, okay? It can just it helps you to even sleep better. So, like I said, going back to the question that I asked at the beginning, just, imagine how much better you feel when you walk into a room that's sunlit, nice, bright sun just beaming through there, all right? And everything just looking just really organized and clean, all right? It can make you feel a sense of calm just stepping into a room like that. All right, so we know that peaceful home supports a peaceful mind. We know that, but I also want you to realize that creating that type of environment for yourself in your home is not something that requires a huge budget, and it doesn't require a total home makeover either, all right? It's all about making small, intentional choices, all right? One step at a time. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Before we get into the decorating piece, let's talk about decluttering, all right? Because no amount of fancy decor is going to make up for a space that just feels overwhelming with stuff. So before we start adding, let's make some room, all right? Let's declutter. Now, one method that I kind of like to start with, it's real simple, is the keep, donate, discard method. And it's quite simple. You're going to keep the things that you really love, the things that mean something to you, that have sentimental value. Keep those things, all right? You're going to donate the things that are in good shape, but they just no longer serve you. So that could be clothes, it could be books that you know that you're kind of done with. I know I don't donate books much because I kind of like to keep the physical books. Sometimes I go back and reread the good ones. But I did donate a box of books this weekend that I found that was a lot of books that my kids had when they were in middle school and high school. And I knew that, okay, these are not books that I would ever read. So they were perfect to go in the donate pile. So that's what I did. So donate what no longer serves you. However, if you have things that are, let's say, things of value that can be sold, then make sure that you sell it. Try to make some extra money. Put that money toward toward the new home that you're saving for, or toward your emergency fund. All right, and then discard anything that is broken, expired, or just beyond use. Just let it go. All right. Now, one thing that can be a game changer is just taking a short daily reset, 5 to 10 minutes at the end of each day, where you just go through and just declutter, make sure that things are just in where it's supposed to be, basically. Okay. For instance, maybe you fold throw the blanket that's on your couch. Maybe you just fold it up neatly, fluff the chair pillows, and just make sure that everything is where it belongs. Make sure that the kitchen is tidy. It's all about, you're decluttering, and yeah, you're getting rid of things, but remember that you're also making room for things that actually do matter, okay? So try that daily reset, all right? Because just making a small habit, eventually it can actually make a huge difference, all right? Not just in your space and how it looks, but also in how you feel. And that's what it's about. We're trying to create a space that promotes wellness. All right, so now we've gone through that. We've cleared out all of the excess. All right, decluttered, gotten rid of the things that we don't need. Yeah, all right. So now let's set the mood. Because your home is a place that you should feel good in. Your home is it's like your sanctuary. It's somewhere where you should feel like you want to be there. So here are 4 things that we could kind of look at to create a mood in your house, a feel-good mood in your house. For one, color. Color psychology matters. All right. Now, soft neutral tones like your whites and your beiges, they can create a sense of calm. But if you're looking for tones that are more relaxing, then you want to maybe lean towards your blues and greens. Now, color psychology, like I said, it really is interesting, okay? And it's something that I definitely believe in. And I encourage you to go and do some research on the colors that you want to promote certain feelings within your home, okay? And there are a lot of colors, of course, that you could use, not even just your neutrals to promote relaxation or to promote calmness, but there are a lot of other colors too. So I do want to encourage you to look into color psychology. Okay, it's simple Google search. You can see all the colors and you can see which one of those that you resonate with, because like for instance, blues and greens for relaxation, that doesn't mean that you like those colors, but there are other colors as well. So just look into it, all right? It does matter, all right? And if you do like those like bolder colors, but they aren't exactly setting, they wouldn't exactly set the mood that you are looking for, use those colors as your what I call home accessories. Add those to your home accessories or accents. Something like your chair pillows, even in artwork, things like that, like little, even your throw blankets. So use those bold colors in those ways. All right. Now, number 2, lighting. Lighting, of course, sets the tone. Listen, if you were an 80s baby like myself, I'm sure you remember those harsh yellow lights okay, that just were the thing. And they're still around. Um, but harsh lighting, it can be, it can give you a feeling of overwhelm just as much as walking into a room that is cluttered, all right, and disorganized. So maybe choose some warm, soft, white lighting to brighten up the room. And also, instead of using your overhead lights, especially in the evening, the bright lights, opt for lamps, which probably goes without saying, but go for some lamps. Now, of course, natural lighting is always the best. I love natural light, but not every home has the best natural lighting. But using lamps, especially that have that soft white light, is a good way to either enhance that natural light or to kind of bring the same type of feel in. Okay, so you're kind of still getting that natural light feel. All right, so make sure that you are trying that. If like I said, it's cool. I don't have great natural light either. It's okay, but you can always enhance what you have or bring it. Okay, create it yourself. All right. Um, now, no, the third point I wanted to make that can help to design your home for calmness and comfort is to bring nature inside. Now, for me, I feel like houseplants became a really huge thing in around 2020, going into 2021, when we were on lockdown, and I learned so much about plants and even invested in a few plants. And the thing about houseplants, and I'm not the best with houseplants. I'll admit, is I'm still, even after all these years, still trying to work on my green thumb. Okay, but I really love houseplants. Number one, just the look. They enhance the space just beautifully. They can also, like when you walk into the room, there's something that kind of draws your eye. So you're naturally kind of drawn to them. Um, and for me, I love to. I have the plants that I do have left that did make it. I have them in a beautiful pots. I love beautiful ceramic pots. So just houseplants, and they're not just something that is trendy and something that's just nice to look at. They also help purify the air. So, and of course, when you're breathing nice, clean air, is better for you mentally. Okay, creates that feeling of peace that we're looking for. But not everyone is a plant person. Hey, listen, if you're not a plant person, it's cool. Maybe just get one or two vases and every week make a habit of keeping them filled with fresh flowers. Or even bring in or adding wood elements to your home. Where my plants sit on is actually a wooden bench, but bring wood elements into your home, and that can also kind of give you a nature type vibe. All right. And the fourth element is to add decor with personal touches. All right. Now, we want to keep your decor intentional. All right. So let's say you have a reading nook in your house, a little spot that you've designated as your place to read, somewhere comfy. Okay, so a natural little piece that you can add to it is having a soft and cozy blanket, something that's warm. Or maybe there's a scented candle that just makes you feel really good when you smell it. And so have that in your home, and light it when you come in. Maybe there's a piece of art, artwork that just brings you a bit of joy. Maybe it's something that has been passed down to you from a past generation, and it just brings you a lot of joy to look at it. So having those little details in your home can make a huge difference, and not only making it feel like a home, like it's your home, but And also in this helping you to just mentally feel calm and peaceful. All right, let's talk about functionality because organized, organizing the home's not just about the looks, but we want life to be easier. We want to organize in a way so that it helps to make our lives easier. All right. So, create designated spaces. All right. I have three tips for this point. The first one is create designated spaces for your daily activities. For example, like for myself, I I meditate in the mornings. So I don't, even though I don't have a meditation room, solely dedicated to meditation, what I do have is I have a designated space, and by my bed there's a I guess you would, it's like a bookshelf. I don't think it's a bookshelf, but it's shelving, okay? And on that shelving, there's things such as there's my incense are there, my incense holder, my I have candles up there, and I even have my singing bowl up there, and my meditation pillow, it sits right in front of there. That's where it stays. And so even though it's not a room marked that I can use solely for meditation, that is my designated space for meditation. And I know that anytime that I'm going to meditate, even if I'm here and it's the middle of the day, I'm naturally going to go up there to sit where my meditation pillow is and all the things that are there to that help me to kind of be able to tap in to my internal being. Okay, so create spaces like that. If yeah, there was I think last year, well, 2023, I had gotten these two little chairs during the holidays, and one of them I ended up putting beside the bookshelf. I figured that this would be a good place for me to just sit. It's a comfortable chair by the bookshelf. I can read, so that way I can keep my book on the bookshelf, and I don't have to go too far. And so that was a designated space. So whenever you have, if you have things that you know that you do daily, it's no different than you knowing that the kitchen is where you're cooking. Make sure that you are creating designated spaces for your daily activities. All right, the things that are important to you. Also, second point, look into smart storage solutions. Okay, like baskets, drawer organizers, multifunctional furniture such as the ottomans where you can put things inside of it. That way you can keep the things that you need close by. And they're easy accessible, but they're tucked away and not stacked up somewhere, looking like a mountain of mess. All right. And number three, keep the high traffic areas in your home clutter free. All right. For instance, when you come into your home, like maybe you come through the garage door, there shouldn't be shoes there by the door so that you can't even, you got to step over shoes to get in. All right. So make sure that you have a place for things, and just keep those high traffic areas clutter free so that they are, you want them to feel open and easy to navigate. All right. The last thing you want to do is to be in a space where you are a lot, but it's just like always a mess there. Even when it comes to like your nightstand, at night you go into your room and you put your phone on your nightstand and you're ready for bed. Well, if it's cluttered and a lot of mess, how do you think that's going to make you feel looking at that when you're already tired, ready to get settled for bed, and this messy nightstand is looking at you? You have to push stuff over just to squeeze your phone on the corner. So let's eliminate that problem and just keep those high traffic areas and spaces clutter free. And this goes back really to that little daily reset I was talking about. Just take 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the night and tidy things up. The kitchen, that's a big spot. That's a high traffic area also. So make sure that at the end of the night that it's actually clean. Hopefully before, maybe the dishes are already done, but just do another walkthrough just to make sure that everything is put up where it should be. Make sure that uh, that the can opener is tucked away, and the toaster is put up where it belongs, and the air fryer is pushed into its corner. Just to make sure that things are where they are supposed to be, and that is organized. Because have you ever walked into a kitchen, like maybe you thought that you was about to cook, and you was looking forward to cooking low key, but when you walk into the kitchen, it's just pots and pans, like somebody was cooking and they didn't clean up behind themselves, and everything is dirty, and it's just like you instantly just don't even want to cook. All right, yeah. I'm sure you've experienced it at least once. So just take a few minutes just to make sure that everything is tidy. Not only that, but to make sure that the people in your home know, and that there's an understanding and expectation, that we are to keep these areas, tidy. All right. So let's just do a quick recap. All right. So a calm home starts with clearing the clutter. That's number one. All right. Remember, we're getting rid of the things, we're keeping the things that are important, we are donating or selling the things that just no longer serve us, and the things that are beyond use, we are just trashing them. Discard, get rid of it. All right. Now, thoughtful design choices are a great way to create an inviting atmosphere. So we're talking about your things like your color, your lights, even the textures that you're using. And something that we really did not hit on that is equally important is even this element of smell. Okay, so the candles or the reed diffusers, the things that are even like your plugins, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you are choosing scents that actually smell good to you and that give you a happy feeling, because that's important too. It's awesome when you wake up in the morning and you go to in your living room, to your home space, and it just smells so good. All right, so remember that. And remember that organization, it's nice for it to look, pretty, but it's not about making things perfect. It's really about making life easier and supporting you supporting your well-being. Okay? All right, so my challenge for you for this week is to pick one space, just one space in your home. And it can be something as simple as your nightstand, okay? It can be your kitchen, it can be your whole bedroom if you want, or it can be a closet, okay, that's needed your attention for a while, but make that space a little more peaceful, okay? Declutter it, organize it, maybe even add some type of small touch that just brings you joy, all right? So, hey, that's the challenge for the week. All right. And we're not trying to create Pinterest perfect spaces. All right. We just want to make small intentional choices. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, you learned something that you can take away, then remember to make sure that you are subscribed or following the podcast. If you can, make sure that you share it with someone who may also find this information useful. And leave a review, because leaving a review is a great way to make the podcast more accessible to more people. All right. It lets these podcast hosting platforms know that you find value in it. And so they'll bring it up for more people to see. All right. So I do appreciate that. And if you try any of these tips, if you do go ahead and do the challenge, which I hope that you do, make sure to connect with me on social media, all right? Because I would love to hear about what you chose to organize or declutter, all right? And what the process felt like for you before and even after, okay? So I want to see how you create calm in your space. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, stay mindful, stay inspired. Happy home hunting.